There's one person. Oh, that's just me. Tango Talks is a product of HM Print Design and War Studios. Blah blah blah.
Oh, yay. We have a sponsor this
No, at least it's somebody up there.
Okay. So have you guys been spending a ton of time in the pool?
Well, we were up until yesterday when it started getting cold, and then we took them to Family Fun Factory.
Mm-hmm.
Holy expensive. It was. We spent by the time we did that. Here you go. Tango Talk, Sparklers, Science, and Sovereignty, the 4th of July experience.
Ooh, fun.
Want to try that one?
Sure.
So, boy, this is going to be a sleeper episode. I hate when you know how much it drives me crazy when we don't get our guests.
So anyway, back to the 4th of July. So you guys just did fireworks themselves. That was fun, I bet.
Yes. Okay. So we're gonna. It's hard for me to do this though without having some information to follow through on. All right. I guess that's what we'll do then. We'll just talk about what we did on 4th of July.
Yeah. Or even it doesn't always have to just be like this past 4th of July. We can talk about even when we were kids, like some of the things that made us excited about 4th of July. You know, it's like really the hardest summer.
True.
Super fun. I loved it when I was a kid.
So did I. Let me just make a note here. We got to retitle this. Okay. Nope. So I guess we'll. All right, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Tango Talks. This is season 2, episode 28. And we're going to do this one. We're going to talk about what we did and, what you guys did on the 4th of July. So, as always, give us a call in if you want to at 315-801-9655. We're happy to take the phone calls and chat with you live. And, other than that, we'll just hop right into the episode. And, of course, I'm here with my ever so lovely co-host, Angela.
Hello.
So how was your 4th of July? How did you?
It was good, actually. It was very low key this year. Usually we're always running around and there's, parties to go to and barbecues and fireworks to see and all that stuff, parades and whatnot. This year the weather wasn't super fantastic to start.
Yeah, we were nervous in the morning because we were going to our nieces. Yeah, we were going to our nieces, and I knew they were going to do fireworks later on in the afternoon, in the evening. And boy, we got there, and there was a slight drizzle, and then that turned into a rain. Because it didn't bother the kids. All the kids were on the trampoline, just bouncing, soaked like wet rats, just bouncing around, having fun. And of course, it was me, my oldest son, and his wife, and we're standing, trying to stand under the pine trees to stay somewhat dry. And then eventually, then that turned into, now we're out there with umbrellas.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, we all need, it's time to eat. Let's all go inside and get dry. And then luckily it cleared up and turned into a halfway decent day. But yeah, it was not what we were expecting. And we certainly didn't want all the kids in the house, but
all the wet children. We usually there's a local parade, and of course everybody was doing something big, a big bash for the 250 year anniversary or birthday of the United States. So we actually opted out of the parade because just as we were getting ready to go, the whole thing came across, big storm hitting in like 5 minutes.
yeah.
So I was like, I don't really, for many years I went to parades when Joe was marching. And there were some years it was just beautiful. Some years it was super hot. And some years it just downpoured. And that's one thing I can't stand is being soaking wet
When you're
and
standing, yeah.
having to yeah, and then having to walk and then go to a party afterwards or
Yes.
whatever, like, it's just not a fun thing for
Yeah, it's
me.
not comfortable, and that's how
No.
that's kinda how we felt because we were standing like I said, it was me, my oldest son, and his wife, and we were standing out there watching all the kids, and it got cold,
Oh,
I was
yeah.
gonna
It
like, I
got
had
a
a I
little
had
cooler,
I had a
yeah.
beach towel over me like a blanket, you know what I mean? So we finally had we went inside because we were free I don't know how the kids weren't freezing because we were freezing,
Oh
you
gosh. Well,
know?
when you were a kid, you were resilient. You probably could have
Yeah.
stayed in the pool for hours. Like they say, "Oh, come on, get out of the pool." And then like our parents would always just say that and they'd be like, "Aren't you cold?" And you're shivering, your lips are
Nope.
blue. "No, I'm good."
I'm fine.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. I do remember that.
You look like you just ate a plate full of blueberries, but you're okay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can't get some words out. They're like, I'm fine. Do you want to go inside? No. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
exactly.
We had a few kids like that. But yeah, we went to our niece's house and we got to spend the evening with our great nephews and nieces
Yeah,
and family. So it was fun. I mean, it's always fun when we can spend time with family. But
absolutely. Yeah.
it just would have been nicer if it was a little bit warmer out, but hey, the kids didn't care. Like I said, they were all in the trampoline, and it's funny how kids pair out because our niece and her husband they have those electric cars.
Uh-huh.
They paired off, so it was Chloe, our youngest grandchild and our niece's youngest son were I mean, it was just really cute. There were the two of these little kids in this car driving around, and
Yeah.
pretending they were picking each other up and doing stuff like that.
Aw,
And
that's
yeah,
fun
and
though.
then the oldest ones paired off, but it was great because there was no arguments, which surprised the hell out of me. And I said it out loud, and our other niece was like, "I can't believe you just said that out loud because now there's going to
Now
be
there's
yeah
gonna be
right now
issues. Yeah.
now that you said that well everybody's getting along great, no arguments." But it did. It ended up being a good day. Everybody got along, and yeah, it was fun. We had a
That's
good time.
good. That's good. Yeah, we actually just did we watched movies and then in between raindrops, we cooked out and we did watch fireworks, but we watched the ones on TV. We cheated. We watched the Macy's Day Parade. Or not parade, Macy's fireworks display,
Oh yeah,
which
yeah.
they put on an awesome show. I
I would
don't know
love
if
to go
you
down for that one time. I would also
It's
like
really
to.
fun. Well, I lived down there for
Right.
my whole life. My whole childhood years.
Till you
Yeah.
dragged yourself up to upstate New York.
Yeah, until my family moved up this way. I was a lot older. But, yeah, it is a lot of fun. It used to be, like, you could take your boat right into the harbor and sit there and watch the fireworks because they usually have them right off the bridge. But this year, I think they weren't allowing it didn't look like they were allowing any boats in the harbor other than the ones that were like, they had, like, clipper ships and they
Mhm.
had different, different types of vessels there. And, I think for security, they probably were keeping people out of the harbor in general.
Oh, okay.
I mean, at least that's what I'm
Oh,
thinking because I didn't see any,
you
like, just, like, normal
right, but that would make
fishing.
sense. So, given a big event like that, that's
Yeah.
usually when people want to, announce themselves and be stupid. So yeah,
Yeah.
it makes
Yeah.
sense. Absolutely.
So
We still had people last night shooting off fireworks
Oh, yeah.
right next to you guys, right? Like that the house, like two houses down. And there's Stephen looks out the window and goes, you might as well just shoot them off in your living room. They're like
Yeah.
right up against the house and then they have the power lines above. I'm like, great, here we
Oh
go.
my
Something's going to
goodness.
go wrong, but luckily everything, they fired off all their leftovers and that was the end of it. And everybody went to bed. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know, well, guess what? We just found out Muggs is a little bit scared of the fireworks.
Oh,
Well, just I think loud noises in general, like we're trying not to feed into it too much when like say it's thundering or something and he
hmm
gets a little squirrely. So we try not to feed into it. We literally are just like, okay, everything's fine. Maybe turn up the music a little more. Turn the TV volume up a little bit more. I don't know, turn the fan on just so we can hear it. But we decided after the Macy's parade, it had stopped rain, or I keep saying parade, after the fireworks, we were going to go out and look at all the lights because you know how my husband is. He loves to put all the
Oh
lights.
my goodness! I thought you guys had fireworks going on the
I
other night. I looked down there. I was
I
like, "Look! Would
know.
you look at their house? It's ridiculous."
I know.
No, it's
It
not.
was red, white, and blue,
It looks great,
and
though.
we had the one set to fireworks, like, right there in the front rock garden. It
Hmm.
was all set to fireworks, so it was flashing all these different colors, so that was really cool. Um, but mugs we put Mugs and Capone out on the deck while we were walking around the house just to kind of look at everything, and, somebody was shooting off fireworks, one of the neighbors were, and he was getting all kinds of crazy, so I
Uh,
was like, "Man, here
it's
we
hard, but
go."
it's hard when you got pets, especially dogs.
Yeah.
Dogs are,
Yeah.
I think, more sensitive than like cats or anything else
But
to the
Capone doesn't
banging.
care. He's just like, "Okay, whatever. I hear something," and he'll start barking, but Muggs is like, I don't think I like this sound. Where's my dad?" Because he's, like, glued to Joe like nothing. Yeah, so but it was a low-key but fun, holiday for us. It
Yeah,
was
I
nice.
mean, and I didn't get to see the fireworks, and it's fine because I'll see fireworks. I've seen 50 years worth of fireworks. I'll see another 30 of them. But our nephew was having an off day.
Mhm.
So, and, for the listeners, we have a great nephew who's autistic and, he has his days where, things aren't going so cool. And I mean, he was just chill, but he had no interest to see the fireworks. And we were sitting there on the couch watching The Lion King. So I'm like, everybody go outside. I'll sit in here and watch The Lion King with him. And for a little bit, he like snuggled up next to me. And I was like, oh, this is cool. And then I thought he was going to go to sleep, but he just laid down and watched the rest of the movie until everybody came inside. So it
Aw,
was fine.
yeah.
I was happy just to have that couple
That
of
time
minutes.
with
Yeah,
them.
a couple of
Yeah.
minutes with him, and yeah, it was cool.
Does he wear headphones and stuff like when he
He
has
does not. Yeah,
Oh,
he does not. So I think he has hearing loss.
okay.
So they have
Does he have hearing
he
aids?
has hearing aids that they
Yeah.
put in, and he doesn't wear them all the time, but he does have them to wear them.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so he was just chilled and he didn't want to go outside. I was like, all right, well, I'll sit here.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've seen 50 years of fireworks. I'll see plenty more. So,
I know. I'm right there with you though. I've seen how many years of fireworks, but it's cool to see them, see how everybody's I was excited to see what was going to happen for the 250th birthday.
yeah, I thought there would have been more people locally being a little bit more exuberant. You know what I mean? I thought there would have been more like people doing them off in their yards and stuff. But I heard something. Excuse me. My nephew said something about they banned large fireworks now in New York, so you can't get them. So all they have is a small one. So and he didn't get a chance to go down to Pennsylvania to get some. So, but he had a good display. I mean, I saw the video afterwards. It was a decent display for your backyard.
Well, some of the ones I've seen around were not really like little. I mean, they were
Yeah, but because they had all the kids around,
yeah.
they tend to be more on the cautious side than like me.
Drop
If you
that.
put me in charge of fireworks, I'd take Richfield Springs off the map.
That's funny. Well, Lil J and I were saying we should get some fireworks for New Year's.
That would be fun.
Since we do our New Year's celebration together, that would be really a great
It would
time
be really
to
fun.
shoot off some fireworks. We don't have to worry about, setting anything on
Right,
fire
because
since usually
snow.
we have like a ton of snow.
That would actually be a lot of fun. If it's a decent night too, we could just do up the fire
A
pit
little
and
fire.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that would
Um,
be fun. So something to think about for then. Let's not rush that. We don't want to see that here yet. Let's enjoy the summer because it took forever to get here.
exactly. So I just pulled up while we are chatting a little bit of information on the 4th of July and fireworks.
Like some history?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So the connection between the 4th of July and fireworks actually predates the very first official celebration of the holiday. The tradition is rooted in the vision of a founding father and a centuries old technology that crossed the Atlantic. And here's how the tradition came to be. So John Adams imagined it first. Before the Declaration of the Independence was even officially signed, John Adams had a vision for how the nation's birth should be remembered. On July 3rd in 1776, he wrote a famous letter to his wife, Abigail. predicting that the independence of all American colonies should be celebrated by future generations as a great anniversary festival.
Mm.
And his letter, and the quote apart from the letter, it ought to be solemnized with pomp and parade and shoes, games, sports, guns, bells, bonfires, and illuminations from one end of this continent to the other, from this time forward forevermore.
Oh, I love that. So here is the tradition,
Right,
and we do it.
right, and I think it's
What was the shoes thing? Did it say shoes?
yeah, it's spelled SHEWS.
Oh,
So if somebody knows what that is supposed to mean, we would appreciate a phone call in. I mean,
yeah.
I could look it up on, my phone, obviously, but it's more fun when somebody calls in and
Yeah, it
tells us
just
about
tells
it.
us what it is. I thought you meant
Educate
like
us.
I thought you meant like shoes, like they had fancy shoes or
No,
something, you know, like
that's what it's going to sound like when people
yeah,
hear it. But yeah, no,
they have
it's
fireworks coming out of their shoes. It was crazy.
well, obviously back then they didn't have access to, gunpowdered powered items like we do now.
Yeah, yeah.
So at that time, illuminations meant candles in the windows, bonfires, and fireworks. Interestingly, Adams thought the holiday would be celebrated on July 2nd, the day the Continental Congress actually voted for independence. But the nation,
Hmm,
yeah, I didn't know that either.
that's cool.
But the nation ultimately aligned the celebration with July 4th, the day the document was formally adopted. So I didn't realize that it was signed. It was actually signed 2 days earlier and then adopted on the 4th.
That's
That's
really
crazy.
cool. Yeah.
Now, the very first celebration, which was in 1777, just 1 year later, on July 4th, the nation's first organized Independence Day celebrations took place while the Revolutionary War was still raging. That's crazy. In
Oh.
Philadelphia, the celebration concluded with a grand exhibition of fireworks on the Commons, which famously began and ended with 13 rockets to represent the 13 colonies. In Boston, the Sons of Liberty also set off fireworks over the Boston Common. From that very first anniversary, fireworks became the defining symbol of the holiday. And it really has, because anytime, like when we do a shirt design for the 4th of July, it's always got to have fireworks in it.
Yeah,
Like
or
people,
like a rocket or
yeah,
something that
yeah,
symbolizes a
people,
firework.
yeah,
Yeah.
you just can't, people can't imagine the holiday without, the firework,
Right.
and I think people would probably align it with like, bombs bursting in air, that type of thing. And
Oh. Yeah.
I just thought of that.
That was pretty good on the fly.
Pretty smooth, huh? Every once in a while, Tango gets a smooth line in there, and could be full of shit, but it sounded good.
No, that was definitely not full of shit. That was good.
Sometimes there's more
It's
BS
a
here
whole
than.
song. Oh my goodness.
From that, the shift to modern sparks, fireworks used in 1777 were nothing like the ones we had today, obviously. They were mostly loud, smoky, and primarily emitted orange or yellow light from gunpowder formulas.
Okay.
It wasn't until the 1830s that Italian inventors and chemists began adding metallic salts to the gunpowder mix, such as strontium for red, barium for green, and copper for blue. Italian immigrants later brought these pyrotechnic secrets to the United States, shaping the colorful, high-altitude choreographed shows we see today. But you know what? It's not only that. Have you seen a lot of places now are getting away from the fireworks for the obvious danger reason.
Yeah.
And they're using the drones to do
Yeah.
firework displays and like
Yes.
animations. And I'm just fascinated when I see that. You know what I mean? Like some of these companies control thousands of drones, and I saw this one. It was an eagle, and it was in red, white, and blue color, and it was flying over this bay. And I was like, that is just insanely. I would love to go to one of those shows.
Yeah. Well, they also have like one of the things that I saw at Macy's. This was something new that they did. Well, that I've only noticed this year, and I've seen the Macy's fireworks several times in person and on TV. They had like it almost looks like silk screens. So they went down the side of the bridge, and it was actually like a show on the screen.
Oh, you know what? I've seen those, and I've been so interested in them. And there's more and more companies providing them, and they are flexible. vinyl sheets, basically.
Okay. Well, they were very flowy, so that's why I said they're probably like some kind of a sheet.
Yeah, they're very thin. They're probably maybe 2 millimeters thick.
Okay.
And you can connect from what I've seen, you can connect as many of these things together as you want and create entire walls. And they stick. A lot of people use it on the glass, so they stick to the glass, and it turns your window, like if you have a large window in your showroom, it turns it into a video display.
Like a waterfall or
Yeah,
something.
you can pump any kind of video into it. So you can do animated graphics or a waterfall or fireworks or whatever you want. And just pump it into it. I want to get it so bad. I don't know what I do with it, but I just want like 800 feet of it.
Yeah. I mean, well, there was at least that because it went all the way across the bridge.
Oh my goodness.
So like.
Wait, the Brooklyn Bridge?
That was the Tappan Zee.
That's a lot of material.
Yeah.
A lot of material. I can't imagine. Trust me, taxpayers. That'll be in our next tax bill.
Yeah.
It'll be a little line on it that just says Tapazine.
I think it was.
It'll be like, what's that?
Maybe that one was on the Brooklyn Bridge. I can't remember because they had all of the bridges. They were doing this year. They were firing from all of the bridges in the city. So
I would have loved to have seen that. That had to be amazing.
Yeah, it was really cool. But anyway, like back to what you were saying about that, you could have a full display. What if you had drones holding that sheet up and then having that display?
I'm sure that could be done.
Yeah.
I'm sure it could be done. I don't know how much that material weighs, but I'm sure somebody will figure out a way, instead of having to control 1,000 or 5,000 drones, you've got maybe 100 drones that are just carrying this sheet around. Yeah, that would be cool.
And think about it too, like from an environmental perspective, like it would be so much better for the environment. I mean, it's fun that you hear the booms. That's your cocktail for the day. I'm boring. I'm just drinking water today.
Hey, I should be drinking water too, with dealing with 3 grandchildren this week.
Well, no, maybe
Grandpa,
that's why you
Grandpa needs the occasional alcohol so I don't murder people.
Yeah.
I take that back. They've been really, really good, but
kids.
It goes from a lot from having no kids in the house to having 3 in the house.
Yeah.
But yeah, that material is just amazing. I've been watching it a lot. I'm very curious in it. And the only problem, I haven't found any local, when I say local, any companies in the United States that are selling it. It's all overseas in China. And I think I'm probably going to get a chunk of it, because I would love to get a chunk of it to put. Well, you see, I took I took down the Tango's bar and grill sign, because I want to re-letter it, but I don't know what to do with it. But if I could get that would be so cool.
That would be really cool. And that's not a big space either to put something like that up there.
Right. So we'll
really
see.
cool.
Maybe I'll look into the price and get that. But anyways, back to topic.
But really, like what I was saying is that would be environmentally friendly.
Absolutely.
Because you don't have all the smoke and everything going into the atmosphere. Plus, you could just play music and you could get rid of the iconic booms.
Yes.
Like,
you could still add, if you wanted to do booms, you could, there are speakers that are loud enough to do, a sonic boom.
Yeah.
So you could just get a couple speakers, place them correctly, and do digital fireworks, and then have the boom, and still have the same effect without all the, fire hazard and smoke and and where does all that stuff land?
Well,
it's got to be landing
in the harbor.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So does somebody go out there and clean up all that paper? And I've been in field day fields after fireworks, and that stuff's just all over the place. Like, I don't know how biodegradable it is or anything, but it's definitely a lot of aftermath to it,
Well, and like you said, especially like if stuff's going into water or on the ground, like you don't know, like you don't want animals around that, your wildlife, and there's still fish in the harbor and stuff. Like there's still fish.
Wait, there's still fish in the harbor?
There. Ew. I can't believe they still live in there, because that harbor is gross, but
it's all cod. Carp. That's where you get all your tilapia from.
Oh, thank goodness I don't eat that.
You know what? I love tilapia, and I've eaten a lot of it until I heard that it was considered the garbage fish of the ocean. I'm like, what?
You should be better with like a catfish or
something. Let's see here. So back to my list here. Oh, my mouse has decided not to work. Here we go. So cannons versus fireworks. In the early 19th century, fireworks were expensive and hard to come by. So many towns, especially on the frontier, celebrated the 4th by firing off real cannons. That's great.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
glad we don't do that anymore. Or muskets and rifles. As the country urbanized, the transcontinental railroad expanded and saved. You proud of me. I said that one and without having to redo that word. I said it all at once. Don't ask me to say it again. And safety concerns over heavy artillery grew. Community-wide fireworks and smaller consumer sparklers eventually replaced the sound of warfare as the preferred way to make noise. I didn't realize the whole point was to make noise. Did you?
No.
I guess if you're celebrating like independence and the struggle to get to independence, I mean, there was a lot of warfare. So I guess that makes sense.
Well, probably the noise other than warfare noise, but then again, if you're shooting a cannon,
Right.
that's a warfare noise.
Right. And I think that's what they're saying is that they're trying to get away from that, like the sound of warfare into.
Yeah, because even like muskets and stuff, they have a very specific sound when they're
Right.
being fired. Interesting.
Today, the tradition has grown into a multi-billion-dollar event ranging from massive choreographed city displays to backyard family gatherings. And that's what we were just talking about, how much that's changed, It's interesting to see the history of it. Like, I can't imagine us nowadays, like standing in our backyards with muskets and rifles and cannons and shooting them off.
No, no. And how far do those things actually shoot? Like, how far does a cannon shoot?
That I don't know, but I can't imagine just like random people in a neighborhood just firing off cannons. Could you imagine if that was still the practice? You know what I mean? You first have to call you have to call the fire department and say, listen, we're doing 4th of July at our house. We're definitely shooting a cannon off. So I just want you to be aware, and then you'd have to warn all your neighbors, like, we'll try not to hit your house, but
there's no guarantee because it's not very precise.
Right. It's a ball of lead that we're going to be shooting in the air. So good luck.
Oh my goodness. That's insane.
It could be like the movie The Purge. You know what I mean? Everybody just gets a cannon and a musket and, you fire it off at your neighbor's house and whoever survives the night, happy 4th.
Smith survives. Oh, good. We'll invite them to our celebration next year.
That's just that would be interesting for sure.
Yeah.
All those damn Roberts, they still got a couple of those muskets left over. How many cannonballs you got left over? I got 3. I got 2. But again,
goodness.
Talking back then, there was, you had a house and then it was probably 15 miles away was the next person.
Well, yeah, that's very true. I guess I'm not thinking like that, like I'm thinking like here we are where we live. I mean, like our houses, we're only a few houses apart,
right.
Like
I'm sure my cannonball would make it down, what I mean? But then it would just come rolling back down the hill at me.
Yeah.
I can just reuse the same one over and over again.
Because we're uphill, so yours, it would just come right back down to you. Yeah.
But it does make sense. I can't, like I said, I'm glad that was a tradition they got rid of because I just can't imagine like in rural areas like we are now where houses are, maybe 100 feet apart, 50 feet apart, everybody having a cannon and a musket, everybody shooting them all at once. It would be chaos, not to say the least.
Oh my goodness. And how many casualties, because people be like, it's a fire.
What happened to you? I got hit by a cannonball in my stomach.
I don't think he'd be around to talk about it.
But no, you ever see those videos though where the guys do that? Like the guy will stand in front of a cannon and they fire it off and it hits his stomach and bounces off. I can tell by the look on your face that's a no.
No, I never have. And who in their right mind would do that?
I have no idea. I mean, what?
That's insane. That's probably one of those crazy, what's that jackass would do or something.
Right. Well, 2:00 in the morning, I find all sorts of stuff.
I know. And those things are, when you're tired, all that stuff is funny, but you're really not thinking in clear mind.
Right.
So
that's my little bit of history on the fireworks stuff, which I thought was pretty interesting. I think I learned a few extra bits of history there.
Yeah.
Like I don't remember. I mean, if somebody wants to call me out and says they got taught that, but I certainly don't remember being told that everything was done on the 2nd and then
No, I
finalized on
actually
the
don't
4th.
ever remember that. I always remember, being taught that everything was the 4th of July, the
Right.
4th with the significance of the 4th,
The 4th was the 4th.
the 4th
Everything
was
was
the 4th.
done.
That's right.
And yeah, I mean,
And then there
that's
was always some correlation too with the flag. So I don't know if that was just like, a symbol, the symbol of America, or, that was part of the celebrations was the flag. Because that came around a lot earlier than some of the,
right. That,
celebrations that
yep.
were happening,
I mean, and if anybody's interested, on our website, hmprintdesign.com, there is a page devoted to the colors of the flag and what they mean.
Mhm.
It's there. I mean, if you're local and or you travel through Richfield Springs, there's a Soldiers Memorial Park here, and if you stop in, there are QR codes at the corner, and the one QR code, if you scan it, will bring up that page automatically, and it tells you what those colors mean and what other colors mean, like why we use yellow in a lot of memorial stuff, and why red and why blue and all these different things on there. So it's a little bit of extra history if anybody wants to read it.
I like that a lot.
But I guess that's it for our show tonight. Short. Well, not really. It's a 44-minute show. So
Yeah,
we're right on
right
target.
on target.
Right on target. Yeah. And next week we do have with us Beth Polino Dudzik. And she will be talking about her perfection saga. So that'll be an interesting one. That'll be 714, episode 2, season 2, episode 29, next week at 7:14 to 6 p.m. So
Yeah.
hopefully it goes as well as it did tonight. At least we had both cameras working, both mics are working.
Yeah.
We can hear each other.
Yeah, I am
Not
hoping
twice.
that we're not having any issues on the outside of this and we don't hear it
Oh my
yet.
goodness.
We've been kind of battling a little bit with our
Yeah, I think I'm going to try, since our podcast equipment is made by Zoom, maybe we'll try an episode or two on Zoom, or maybe we'll do a test one on Zoom and see how that plays and record, because you remember Noah May?
Yeah.
He told me that he uses Zoom to record everything and then
Okay.
edits it out. And so he says he has no problems with it and it's free. So,
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, I'm nervous to move our feed again, but maybe it's worth trying. I'm noticing on here, I'm hoping it's not recording like that, but I'm noticing my video. See, it's not doing it on your side, but my video
Your
is
side is a little
pausing and
stuttered.
stopping.
Yeah,
so
like it's stuttering as you're going
if anybody's got suggestions on how to actually run a podcast show smoothly, we would really appreciate
Oh my goodness, we would be so happy.
We are
for your
struggling so
input.
much with software changes, and I think we both love Riverside because it's all in one. But it seems like every time they do one of these updates, we
run right back into a
square one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're having problems
Yep.
with syncing audio and video, or even getting both cameras to work. It's just getting frustrating. But anyways, thank you for listening. You can go to hmprintdesign.com and find all the episodes there. You can also, if you want to be a guest, there's a guest form there, and we'd love to have you fill it out. Subscribe and follow, please. I know we lost our feed for almost a month there, and I do apologize. It's 100% my fault because I have the patience of a 4-year-old. And I kept moving it around because I wasn't happy with what we were getting, but we're back home. Everything seems to be working again. We've got live feeds running, I hope. I'll have to check Facebook and LinkedIn, see if we're on there. But yeah, subscribe, follow, share with us, share us with your friends, and we would appreciate it. And, if you ever want to call in, you can call us live at 315-801-9655. We don't have to be online. You can call anytime, leave a message, and we will respond to you on the next episode. So we appreciate that, and have a good night.
Until next time.
Slancha. You were waiting for Skull, weren't you? We'll have to put a little note up here. Tonight is Skull. Tonight is Slancha.
Next time is going to be Slancha.
All right, everybody.
Right. Good night, everyone.